welcome to Willoughby Field in the township of Langley for the second of tonight's CCAA men's soccer semi-finals. The first one was a cracker. What does this one hold in store between Langara Falcons and the all-black jerseys with the white and orange numbers shooting from right to left in this half? They were ranked number 2 nationally at the end of the regular season, and they're facing the number 1 ranked Humber Hawks from the CCAA. As Langara on a very early initial attack here. Okay, now that we've got a quick break, I will give you the starting lineups for both teams. For the Humber Hawks, in goals, it's number 1, Holger Zameta. Number 2, Keegan Wilson. Number 5, Alex Miksarski. Number 6, Osman Hussein. Number 7, Abdul Aziz Babawali. Number 8, Federico Leao. Number 9, Damien Kay. Number 10, Luca Uccello. Number 11, Cadell Thomas. And number 15, Danny Medeiros. For your Langara Falcons, in goal, it's number 22, Blake Charlesworth. Number 4, Connor Thompson. Number 7, Athos De Sequeira. Number 8, Taka Ota. And number 9, Hendrik Klaros. Number 14, Yuto Kimura. Number 16, Kazuki Nakanishi. Number 17, Zain Adlam. Number 19, Taigo Shimada. Number 20, Noah Holmes. And number 23, David Zagara. Looking forward to this one. Had the calls for both of these teams' quarter-final wins yesterday. Langara made to work hard for a 3-1 victory over Alberta's Sate Trojans. Humber Hawks running out 7-2 winners in the end against Manitoba side St Boniface Le Rouge. St Boniface going 2-1 up in the first half in that one. Shocking Humber Hawks. Humber replied with 6 goals without reply, and that is just how deadly this Humber attack is. I don't think we're going to be seeing them put 7 up tonight against Langara. We should be in for quite a tense, close affair. The first semi-final between Seneca as De Sequeiras played in here. De Sequeiras heading in on goal, fires it across to the back post, and it's nearly met at the back post there. Henry Claros just could not get a connection there to put Langara into an early lead. First real chance of this one. Still sitting up my notes a little bit if you hear the odd silence on the broadcast. First game going to penalty kicks. Just delayed us setting things up for this second one a tad, but we're getting there in the end. I'm Michael McCall. I'll have the call for you for this one if you want to get in touch during the game to chat about either of these teams, the nationals, anything at all about college soccer in this tournament. Get in touch on Twitter at AFTN Canada. That's away from the numbers, AFTN Canada. Or you can shoot me an email, aftncanada@hotmail.com. If you want to give a shout out to any of the players, wish them good luck. Let us know where you're watching the game from as well. We love to hear from you during the broadcasts. Humber in the all-white jerseys for this one. Not had a chance to launch anything so far as Langara off to the quick start as De Sequeira tries to chase this one down. Already looks like the game plan for Langara is to come out fast in this and try and get that early goal. Seneca got on the score sheet after just 4 minutes yesterday against St Boniface from the spot as Kay twists and turns trying to get a shot off, forced to play it back, and it's a long range effort that just flies high and over from Federico Leao. Again, Langara trying to get this early attack. It's a long ball forward here. Ota tries to chase this one down. Takumi Ota, the Pac West Player of the Year, the number 8. And Ota on the ball there just now, but the flag goes up for offside as he received that ball back from D. Sakera. And Humber will clear this one deep into the Langara half. Humber Hawks, the defending CCAA champions. Eight national title the Hawks have won, and they'd like to add a 9th to it. Langara's got something to say about that. It's certainly been the busier of the two sides in the early going here. As Hussein just sent tumbling to the deck there. A heavy challenge there. Referee will just go over to make sure that he is okay. While he does that, I will take this opportunity to get a little bit of a time thing. As we mentioned last night, there is no stadium clock here. And as with last night, I forgot to start my stopwatch. So I'll just get a quick look at the timing on the stream, and then we will know exactly where we are. So just bear with me for a few seconds. Falcons coming away with this one again. That's a heavy little elbow that he took to his face there, Taigo Shimada. And then the other number 19 for Humber, Pinto, just sent crashing to the deck there. Full-blooded start to this game from both these teams. So much on the line. For Langara, they've got 4 CCAA titles to their name, but they've not won anything since 2000. They like to do things back to back. They won in 92 and 93. Then they won in 99 and 2000, and they would love to add a 5th title on home turf. Well, kind of home turf. This isn't actually where Langara play their home games during the regular season. If you weren't with us last night, this pitch at Willoughby Park is going to be the home field for the new Canadian Premier League team, Vancouver FC. As I keep trying to build a picture for people watching at home, just ignore the bleachers and just picture a U-shaped stadium around here looking out to the mountains to our right. That is the plan for Vancouver FC. That stadium currently getting built over in Asia. It's a modular stadium that will then get shipped over here to Langley, ready for them to go for their first kick in April next year. And Humber with their first shot in earnest there, straight in on Charlesworth. Blake Charlesworth, first year goalkeeper for Langara, won the Pac West Rookie of the Year honours as well. As the temperature drops here at Langley, and Humber tried to turn up the heat. Babawali, great ball out to the far side there to Cadell Thomas. His shot just ends up in the side netting. Such a dangerous attack Humber Hawks have. You've got Cadell Thomas, who's 25-year-old rookie for Humber, but he has experience in the Canadian Premier League, 2 seasons with Forge, a 2-time CPL championship winner with Forge FC, Cadell Thomas. Most famous for being the player to score the first ever goal in the Canadian Premier League against York 9 as they were then, York United as they are now, back in 2019. Leading the line with him is Damien Kay and Luca Uccello. Uccello, the CCAA Player of the Year and the OCAA Player of the Year. Another experienced head up front for the Hawks, another 25-year-old. 10 goals in his 10 regular season games as well. And there is absolute goals throughout this team. Over the regular season, Uccello got 10, Kay got 10, Thomas got 9. That is a hard front three to attack. Can describe him as like a three-headed beast or dog. If you cut off one of the heads, you've still got the other two dangerous heads there ready to bite. And that's certainly what we saw from the Hawks yesterday with their 7 goals that they put up against St Boniface. Hat-trick yesterday from Damien Kay. Uccello opened the score in the 4th minute from the spot. Babawali got 1, Muniz got 1, Mixarski got 1. So certainly goals throughout this team. I think there's 14 different goal scorers if I remember right off the top of my head for Humber over the regular season. As they try and get something going up the left-hand side here. Thomas dancing his way through. Humber trying to switch out to Babawali on the right, and Liao in quickly to pounce on that loose ball, but just a swing at that one, and it's going to fly over Charlesworth's goal. Humber have been dominant in CCAA play the last decade. They've won 6 of the last 9 national titles. Their very first one came in 1995. They've won 4 of the last 6. Certainly a soccer dynasty that they have there in Toronto with Humber. And I know there's a few local college scouts that's been taken in the action here. Mike Sheeran, Trinity Western head coach, was out watching the games last night. Clint Schneider, the SFU head coach, watching the games today as well. He was here yesterday. Wonder if any of these players have caught their eye for possible move to a, don't want to say bigger university, but I mean it is bigger. SFU playing in the NCAA, Trinity Western in U Sports in Canada West. Langara's fast-paced early start not providing the fruit that they were hoping for their labour. As we're still scoreless here in the 14th minute. It's been a very quick start to the game that's just flown by so far. First semi-final between Seneca and VIU. Had a fast start as well before kind of got more into a cagey affair. Not sure that either of these two teams can play cagey, mind you. I think a few weeks ago, many people thought that you could be looking at a Humber Langara CCAA championship game on Saturday. Things came off the rails a little bit though for Langara as they lost 2-0 to VIU in the Pac West championship game. That saw VIU heading here as Pac West champions, getting the higher seed and being in the other end of the draw from Humber Hawks. Setting up a very tasty first v second national ranked battle between these two teams as a long range effort comes in there from Thomas, I think it was. Actually, I think it might have been Damien Kay. Kay very vocal last night, a little bit too vocal at times, almost earned himself a yellow card, which is a good job he didn't, because he then picked up a yellow card for a tackle that he had in that game. As Charlesworth kicks this up the field, and Humber slowly but surely starting to control this one. Thomas now out wide. Great footwork from the big man. Forced to play that one back though. Humber will just play the patience game here as Hussein on the ball just now. Something we certainly saw in that game yesterday against St Boniface is this Humber side. Oh, dangerous stuff there from Charlesworth as he tried to usher that ball out, and in fact he didn't keep it in. It's actually out for a corner. Baba Wali almost pounced on what he thought was a loose ball. It wouldn't have mattered anyway because Charlesworth just couldn't keep that one in. I think this is the first corner kick of the evening to the Humber Hawks, and it's their talisman, Luca Uccello, that is over to take this one. Outswinger from Uccello, and it rising well to meet. That was Baba Wali. We saw him getting the end of a couple of set-piece deliveries into the box last night. Uccello's delivery is absolutely phenomenal. In fact, the whole play from Luca Uccello, you can see why he's the choice to be the CCAA Player of the Year. It's Liao down in a heap there just now, but play continuing. Falcons bringing this one out. Touch inside gives that one away, but they win it back and the ball played out, which will allow the referee to check on Liao to make sure he's okay. Liao having a chat with the linesman, not happy with that challenge on him. Didn't see a lot in it, I have to say. It's going to be a throw-in for Humber, but playing that one back to Charlesworth. Sakera now. He was so good for Langara last night. Very dangerous player. Leading the team in 9 goals over the regular season. Got the 3rd goal last night as well. Game's been a little bit stop and start in the last 5 minutes with a few little knocks here and there. Kay, the latest one to have that for Humber. And the Hawks are going to have a free kick just inside the Langara half here. It's going to be sent to the other side of the pitch by Mikzarski. But can't get brought down. Langara's going to get a chance to try and get this one out. They need to try and rediscover that fast-paced start that they had, because they have fallen out of this game a little bit as Kimura wins the free kick. Yuta Kimura was excellent as well last night. I think I gave De Sakera my man of the match in the end. The official man of the match for Langara was the number 14 Yuta Kimura. He got the opening goal that set the Falcons on the way to this semi-final matchup. And that's a disappointing giveaway by Langara, allowing Uccello to get that ball out wide. Kay looking for Liao, but they just a bit of misunderstanding. This is going to give Langara the chance to break, and it's De Sakera. We know he has the pace, and he tries to go himself. Didn't have enough numbers really up in support. Langara's got forward on a couple of quick breaks here, but they've just not got the numbers up there, and I understand not wanting to overcommit because you know how dangerous this Humber side can be, especially in a quick counter-attack. But at some point you've got to get numbers up there. If you don't buy a ticket, you're not going to win the prize. Pinto does well to keep that one in. He was another strong performer for the Hawks yesterday, as was Baba Wali. Sent crashing to the deck there. It's going to be a throw-in, quickly taken by Pinto into the box to Liao. He tries to turn inside. There's a bit of pushing and shoving there as the players fall over the byline. I was looking to see if there's going to be any afters, but there's not. David Zagara in the tussle there with Leao, the Peruvian. Mentioned last night, very multicultural Langara Falcons team. 5 players from Japan. There's a player from Nigeria, from Brazil, from Peru, Zagara. German player in there as well. Although I might have made up that German player. Now look at the roster. I think I'm mixing that up with another team. Charlesworth just slowing things down just now. As we approach the midway point of this first half, it's been a fast-paced start. Both teams moving the ball around well. After Langara's early dominance in the first couple of minutes, it's been Humber that's kind of taken things over, without really fully testing Blake Charlesworth in the Falcons' goal. Can we call this one the Bird of Prey derby? Hawks v Falcons? Someone's going to be soaring high at the end of this and moving into Saturday night's gold medal matchup. Are we going to be in for an all-Ontario affair? Seneca Sting booking their place in that final with a penalty shootout win over the VIU Mariners. Mariners will now move on to tomorrow's bronze medal semi-final, where I believe they're taking on Sate Trojans from Alberta. Loser of this game will move on to the other bronze medal semi-final against Monomads Montmorency, the Quebec champions. They were big winners today over Holland Hurricanes. One of these teams hoping to blow up a storm in this one. Nice long ball forward there for Nakanishi to bring down. Great football by Nakanishi. Sends that into the back post to Kimura. Plays that into the middle. And just a swing and a miss and swiped over. Actually takes a deflection. There's going to be a corner kick for Langara there. As Langara is going to make a quick running repair to Zagara, who had a knock on the nose. I wonder if that was from that tussle with Leao from behind the goal, but he's all patched up. His nose had a little bit of blood on it. He's back on the pitch just now for this corner. Disakera trying to make himself available short. Tracked well though by Kay. But that's now pulled 2 players out for the Hawks as it comes back to Sakera, and somehow he manages to get that ball across, and I did not see him being able to do that. Gets to the head of Adlam, but Adlam can't direct that in on goal, and that's going to be out for a goal kick for Humber Hawks. As we just move past the midway point now of the first half here at Willoughby Field in the township of Langley. It's a great time to be a soccer supporter here in Langley. New CPL team coming, Vancouver FC next year. A lot of buzz in the local community for that. I'm wearing my Vancouver FC lanyard that I got at their launch event last week. Looking forward to covering that team on this very pitch in a few months' time. Zagara twisting and turning. Great play with the Peruvian, but just a little bit of a heavy touch in the end, and that one just carries the ball out ahead of Shimada. Heavy challenge there by Uccelli. Quickly taken though by Langara as that ball looks forward to Claros. Gets a fortunate bounce here to Shimada, and he goes down the box, and this appeals for a penalty. Referee having none of it though. Sure, there was a heart in the mouth moment there for Humber Hawks, but Humber's now coming away with it. Liao looking to play that back to Babawali, but it's cut out. The action's picked up again. We're going end to end here. We'd like to see that tackle on Shimada again. We don't have a replay facility for the broadcasts this week. I'll watch that one when I get back home. The eye test I didn't think it was a penalty. I didn't think there was enough contact to make it blown for that, but we'd definitely like to see it again. Got a message on Twitter from Mike Mead who says, I wonder if the lads know that they're playing on the same pitch that Dude and the mighty Langley Athletic opened. Some real history on this pitch. Whoever grabbed that corner seat in the dressing room got to sit where he used to sit. He gives a shout out to Conor Hildebrand, who was here watching the action last night. Not sure if he's here tonight, cheering on his Altitude FC teammate Athos Di Sequeira. Had the pleasure of calling the Altitude games this past League 1 BC summer season. Great stuff done on the North Shore by everyone at Altitude. And Di Sequeira was a standout player for that Altitude side that had a slow start to the season but just got better and better as the season went on, and were really starting to hit their stride. But it's such a short season that you get off to a short start and there's very little room for error. I know that's something that Altitude will look to build on next year, and Di Sequeira will hope to be a part of that team again next year. Wonder if any of his other Langara teammates might make it onto one of those League 1 League 1 BC sides. In the previous matchup with VIU Mariners, I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot of those Mariners players on the new Harbourside FC team that will be launching in League 1 BC next May. Or April, depending on some of the rumours that the season might start a little bit earlier. For these Seneca Sting players, they've got League 1 Ontario as well, and Humber Hawks guys tonight as well, and both of those teams have been so good this season. Both of them have an undefeated regular season records. I'm sure Humber would be licking their chops at a chance to have another chance to beat their rival Seneca Sting. They put 4 goals past the Sting in the OCAA Championship game to earn their spot at this week's Nationals. Seneca getting in as the wild card this year. And they've taken full advantage of that already in the final. And they're watching this game to see who they're going to be playing on Saturday afternoon. It's a free kick coming up for Humber, 20 yards out, in a very dangerous position for the Hawks. The Hawks circling this Falcons goal just now, looking to get the go-ahead goal. First semi-final was scoreless, and then all the action came in a 5-minute spell in the second half before ending up going to penalty kicks. Both these teams would like to avoid that if they can, and Liao standing over this with a cello. From my angle, looks like it's a 3, maybe 4-man wall here for Langara. And it's going to be Liao that strikes this one. What a goal! Absolutely stunning opening goal for Humber Hawks there. A dipping free kick that beat Charlesworth. All ends up. That is going to be one of the goals of the tournament. Take a bow, Federico Leao in the 30th minute. Absolute stunner. That's certainly one that you're going to want to watch back in the highlight reel. He got that up and down so fast, it just went in like a bullet into the top corner. Charlesworth just didn't know what hit him there, and it's 1-0 to the defending champions, and a lot of work to do now for Langara Falcons. Do Langara have an answer, or the Hawks going to get a second one here? You can see the confidence this Humberside have once they get the lead as well. Little back heels and just free-flowing football that they're playing out there. Still a long way of this one to go. Another hour of this for Langara to find that equaliser. I think Humber now kind of sensing a little bit of blood. They know that if they can get a second here, then that's going to put them very much in the driver's seat. Langara certainly still have the players to get themselves back into it, and some lovely play there, and his ball's out to Di Sequeira. He's got Claris in the middle if he can send this through. Cuts it back instead, and it's just fired wide in the end. That's going to be a disappointing one for Langara. It's a good break that they had there, and they are looking very good and very quick on the counter here. And Pinto allowed to just bulldoze himself forward as the ball comes out to Uccello. He sends this one into the back post, and there is the second for Humber. And that is another fantastic goal, and it's Damien Kay again. He got a hat-trick last night, and he's on the score sheet again tonight. 2 goals in quick succession from Humber here in the 30th and the 33rd minute. Has them in dreamland, and they've got 1 foot in Saturday's championship game already. That game's so good at setting off car alarms and everything here at Willoughby Field. The quick movement there from Humber, though, is absolutely a joy to watch, just the way that they play their football. There's a little bit of a wardrobe malfunction is going to lead to a change. Cadell Thomas having to change his jersey for some reason, not really sure why. I do wonder if it's maybe got a bit of blood on it, because they seem to be doing a bit of a patch-up job anyway, as Kay has gone down at the halfway line after getting that goal. Do wonder if he maybe tweaked something in his celebration there. That would be a huge blow for Humber. Langara just quick to get on with it now. They've got to up the tempo here, and they've got to really start to open up and take the game to this Humber side. But this is a Humber side that you just know that if you take the game to them and leave any gaps at the back, you are going to get punished. And good news for the Hawks is Damon Kay is back on. Doesn't seem any worse for wear for whatever that was going on there with him. the defending champs, fully in control here as Langara look to try and pull one back. If they can get one back before half-time, it's going to make that half-time team talk a very different thing for head coach Mark Rizzardo, legendary coach here at Langara College. The man that was in charge of them for a couple of decades and led them to all 4 of their national titles. Returned to take charge of the team this year. 3-time CCAA Coach of the Year as well, Rizzardo. He needs to draw on all his experience to get his side back into this one now. Otherwise, they're going to be playing in a bronze semi-final tomorrow afternoon. Pinto brings that one down well. And a touch inside and a heavy challenge in the end there by Kazuki Nakanishi. I think that was Osman Hussein that was sent crashing there. He's up with a little bit of a limp. As Leal sends a dangerous one into the box, and it's just got a little bit too much on it for Alex Miksarski. Can't bring that one down. We've seen how dangerous he is at set piece opportunities. The OCAA Defensive Player of the Year. This is a Humber Hawks side that only let 5 goals in the regular season. They've let 2 in the OCAA playoffs, and then 2, surprisingly, 2 goals yesterday against St Boniface. So they can be breached. There's a chance. That was a great ball in there, but just had a little bit too much on it. De Sequeira couldn't chase that one down. Certainly getting nippier out here in Langley tonight. As Kay rises onto that and just flicks that forward, but there's no other Hawks up there, and it's going to run through to Charlesworth, who quickly distributes that up the pitch. Thought that was going to be a free kick for a shove in the back on Claras, but referee happy with what he saw there. It's Humber looking for a third that would surely put this game to bed early for them. I'm sure they would love the opportunity to get a few goals up, maybe rest some players ahead of that game on Saturday. Though, as I always say, if you're out here playing in these conditions, sometimes it's better to stay on the pitch and just stay warm and moving about, as opposed to sitting on the bench and maybe seizing up and letting some of your little knocks or niggles or injuries seize up down there. As a cello over with a corner kick, he's going to send an outswinger deep into the box, and it's well met again there by Babawali. That definitely seems to be the 1-2 that we have of these corner kicks. Uchela sending the ball in, Babawali rising brilliantly to get his head onto them. Flick outside by De Sequeira. Zagara now trying to go up, and he wins himself a free kick. It's a handball on Pinto, who kicks the ball away and gets a talking to from the referee. You don't want to pick up any stupid bookings that could then end up leading to a red card or something. Langara quickly back onto this as they try to switch it now out to the other side. And that's intercepted, and now it's a chance. It's a 3v3 break here for Humber. Langara slowly getting their numbers back though, and in the end the Hawks ran out of room there, and it's going to be a throw into them though. Midway in the Langara half. They're 2 goals to the good. They're in no urgency to get on with this one. Reminder, if you want to get in touch with us during the broadcast, you can get in touch on Twitter at AFTN Canada. If Twitter is not your thing, you can get in touch on email, aftncanada@hotmail.com. into the last 5 minutes now of this first half. It's been a fast-paced first half. It seems to have flown by, I've got to say. Also quite happy about that because I'm absolutely freezing out here in the open-air commentary booth. Shimada there was trying to get something going, and it's quickly taken away now by Humber. They're trying to get forward here and try to poke the ball forward, or it's going to get called back as the referee's going to have a look. 2 players down on the deck just outside the Humber box. While the referee gets some treatment on for them, I'll just put us on quiet for now and just lubricate my vocal cords with some hot beverage. Both players seem okay, and we're going to get the action back underway with a drop ball. And it's going to be Liao that picks that up. Zagara picks this one off, plays it inside to Disakere. He's in on goal here. He's got a chance to pull one back, and instead he just pulls it past the left-hand post. That was a great chance for Langara to get one back there. They've not had a lot of look on goal, but that was an excellent chance for Disakere, and you don't see him miss from there that often. That would have been a bit of a lifesaver for Langara if they managed to get one back there. That will give them hope that they can carve open the stingy Humber defence. And they're really going for it in the closing minutes of this half here. Shinada sent flying through the air there with a big tackle from Mixarski. It's going to be a throw-in though to Langara near the corner flag. It's played inside looking for Zagara. A lot of Aras, it gets confusing sometimes. Just want to give some recognition to some of the championship sponsors this week. Sport Canada, who are the major funding partner of the CCAA and the CCAA National Championships. Derby Star, official soccer ball of the CCAA National Championships. Kahunaverse Sports Group, the official retailer of the championships. Jostens, the official championship award ring provider. 4Imprint, who are presenting sponsors of the player of the match. Veryburn Medical Supply, who's the official medical supply partner of the CCAA National Championships. And Huddle, the official CCAA film exchange partner of the CCAA. And of course Canada Soccer, the national sports organisation partner of the CCAA as well. Langara's got a corner now on the far side. They're still looking to try and get this deficit back down to 1 before the break. Time is fast running out for them in the last couple of minutes of this first half here. Mark Rizzardo's really going to have to regroup this team and try and find a way to unlock this Humber Hawks defence. Right now the Hawks sitting comfortably, looking down from their perch at the top of the national rankings as we move into the last 2 minutes here of stoppage time that's going to get added on at the end of this first half. Can the Falcons somehow find a goal back here? Kimura sent flying through the air, and it's going to be a free kick for them. The Langara bench mouthing to the fourth official. They're not happy with the fouls that's getting given against them. They feel the Hawks are getting away without getting a card for all these fouls, as it's taken inside, and there's another one of the cheap fouls, and that's just going to anger the Falcons bench all the more. Hard to pull out the yellow card when it's different players, though, giving away the free kicks. That is the issue. It's that good old-fashioned rotational fouling, which was a very big thing in the 70s. I'm showing my age, but watching teams like Leeds United in the mid-70s would come up with their excellent rotational fouling. I've always thought, if I was a head coach, that is exactly the kind of game plan I would get my players to do out there. You can usually get away with about 3 with a talking to, and then maybe the fourth one is going to pick you up your yellow card as a player. As Ota sends this one dangerously into the box, looking for the head of Claris. He flicks that one wide, and that is going to be the last action of the first half here in Langley. And what a first half it has been for the defending champion Humber Hawks. 2 goals to the good. An absolutely stunning free kick from Federico Leao in the half-hour mark. Got that over the wall like a rocket, and it just dipped into the far corner. 3 minutes later, a great header from Damien Kay, his 4th goal of this championships. It's got Humber Hawks 2 goals to the good. Go stick the kettle on, grab a chocolate digestive. We'll be back in 15 minutes for the second half of this one. Welcome back to Willoughby Field at the township of Langley for the second half of the second semi-final. It's 2-0 Humber Hawks, the OCAA champions, have 1 foot in Saturday's championship matchup where they would be taking on their rivals Seneca Sting, who have already booked their berth. Babawali getting the action underway in this half for the Hawks. You feel if Humber can get a third goal, that's going to put this one to bed. Always a bit dangerous to say because obviously football can just swing at the drop of a hat. It just takes a second to score a goal, but the way that first half went, Humber, it's very cold. My brain's just got brain freeze in half time. As an acrobatic effort there from Damien Kay. Actually, it's Babawali that's up front. I think Kay may actually have gone off at half-time looking around the pitch here. There's a couple of half-time subs for the Sting. It does look like Kay has gone off. I wonder if that's anything to do with the knock that he picked up after scoring that second goal, or if it's just a little bit of rest with a look ahead to Saturday's championship game. If Humber get through this, they will have tomorrow off to rest and recuperate, and you feel they're certainly going to need that with the action coming thick and fast in this Nationals tournament. Little flick on there from Babawali into Thomas, and Babawali tries to get the ball back, and he nearly does get it back there, but Langara scramble this one clear. Got to say, over the game yesterday and today, I know a lot of the attention goes to that front three of Thomas, Uccello and Kay, but I've really liked what I've seen from Babawali. Langara, they need to try and get some attack going. They've got a whole half ahead of them, but they need to get 2 goals to take this one to penalty kicks. There's a heavy challenge there on Danny Medeiros. If this game was to finish level at the end of the 90 minutes, no extra time, just straight to penalty kicks. As we saw in the first semi-final, Seneca Sting drawing 1-1 with VIU Mariners and then advancing 4-3 on penalties. Their second 4-3 penalty shootout win this week at Nationals, as David Zagara getting a yellow card for Langara here, 3 minutes into the second half. Reminder, if you want to get in touch with us during the broadcast, you can do so on Twitter at AFTN Canada, or you can shoot an email to aftncanada@hotmail.com. Medeiros getting helped up there, a little bit slow getting up, heavy knock on the midfielder there that earned that yellow card to Zagara. It's going to give a free kick to Humber Hawks, and it's Luca Uccello standing over this one. Plays it outside to Thomas. That was almost a well-worked one off the training ground, but well blocked there by the Falcons at the end, and it's going to be a corner kick coming up, the first off this second half, to the Humber Hawks. It's going to be another one coming up in quick succession there as Uccello just, his ball into the box was cleared. The guys at Altitude FC tuning in for this one. Watching and cheering on their player Athis Disakera, the number 7 for Langara. Oh, how the Falcons could do with him getting more involved in this game in the second half. And he is involved there. Maybe not quite the way that they were hoping he was going to be involved, as he gives away a free kick there just outside the box. And I think it's Medeiros again as well that's in the wars, and it is Medeiros. Don't know what he's done to upset the Falcons at the start of this second half, but they clearly have it in for him. It's 2 crunching challenges on him in the early going. He's going to wake up with a few bruises tomorrow morning. And this is a perfect position here for Luca Uccello. 5-man Falcons wall. And Charlesworth giving up a lot of room to his right here if Uccello can get it over the wall. And he tried to go for that top left corner, but the wall did its job. Hawks keeping the pressure on here. Dangerous ball into the box, just misses Miksarski. It falls back, and there is a third. And it's Luca Uccello. His free kick was partly cleared to keep the danger on, and the danger man for Humber Hawks makes it 3-0. As a Hawk down outside the box as well, and he's going to be getting some treatment there. Right now, they don't care too much about that. 7 minutes into the second half, and it's 3-0 to Humber Hawks. They've got a foot and 3 toes now into Saturday's championship game, you've got to say. Luca Uccello, what a strike that was as well. All 3 goals for the Hawks this evening have been belters, and they are cock-a-hoop right now in the ascendancy and looking very good. Of course, it's Medeiros that's down again, and I think this might be his last action. It's not looking good at all in the gesture over to the bench that they need to get a substitute coming on. The Hawks will be hoping that Medeiros good to go for the final, a key part of their midfield, and not quite sure why he's been kicked to bits to start this second half, but that looks to be the end of his night now, and I'm pretty sure that we will see a few more substitutions for Humber in this second half. Those 3 goals should give them the chance to rest a few of their guys. And here they go again, looking to add to their tally. Babawali with a wild one, getting held back a little bit, but managed to get this shot off in the end. As a substitution now for Humber, with Medeiros just making his way in behind the goal. Number 15 off, coming on number 14, Kofi Awua. Mendicek, after last night's match, if Kofi Awua is related to Kwasi Awua. And here's Disakera now with a chance for Langara, and he fires the first shot in this second half for the Falcons, and wide by a couple of yards in the end, but that should give them a little bit of hope. They've kind of just been reduced to those long-range efforts. There's not been too many clear-cut scoring opportunities for Langara in this one. Right now, it looks like they are heading for that bronze semi-final. That will take place tomorrow afternoon, where they will take on Nomads Montmorency. They'll be hoping that they can get through that and have an all-BC bronze medal match-up with VIU Mariners, I'm sure, to get a Morikama revenge. And that's a heavy, heavy challenge there from Uccello, and very lucky lad not to pick a booking up for that one. The 25-year-old, don't know if you could describe him as a lad, but one of the experienced players on a very experienced Humber Hawks side. Him and Cadell Thomas, 25 years old. As Kimura can't bring that one down, and wins a corner kick to Langara. They've really upped the tempo now after that third goal, and they have to. They don't have any choice but to do that. And Zagara is now over. He's going to send this one, an outswinger, into the back of the Humber box. Excellent ball in there, but Mixarski rises to meet that. Falcons can't get it back in. It's just cleared. Takes an unfortunate bounce there, though, for Langara, and it has to get played back by Connor Thompson, back to Blake Charlesworth. Right now, it looks like Langara's long wait to lift CCAA Championship gold is going to continue. The last time they won the gold medal was back in 2000. They had high hopes going into this tournament. As I mentioned, number 2 ranked nationally, and they would have been a team that would have been in the other half of the draw if they had gone on and managed to win that Pac West Championship. But they went down to a 2-0 loss to the VIU Mariners. That saw them get the toughest part of the draw in this bottom half with the Humber Hawks. It's the team that nobody really wanted to be facing this week unless it was for the gold medal. I think the Hawks came into this very, very heavy favourites, and you've seen why tonight. Is Cello now pushing forward. Nice ball outside. I thought he played that outside to Cadell Thomas. Cello asking for the free kick for the tackle there, and I think he's got a good case for that as well. But Langara just getting on with it. Di Sequeira, he's got some jets on him, as you see there. Pulls that back superbly. Running in now, have to play that back. Didn't get a chance to get a shot off as the ball keeps getting floated in. Langara keeping the pressure on here. Long range effort, and that's a look and goal at least there by Ota. But easily handled in goal by Holger Zameta. He's not had a lot to do tonight, the Langara keeper. Or the Humber keeper, sorry. Langara now again trying to get something going. The ball comes forward to Di Sequeira. And somehow the free kick goes against Di Sequeira there. And you can hear the Langara fans to my left not agreeing with that decision, I think it's fair to say. Got to say, I don't agree with it either. But the man that matters is the man in the middle, and he gives that free kick against Di Sequeira. Zameta wearing the toque, getting this one upfield. Babawali playing that forward. Falls to Cadell Thomas, who fires this shot in, and it's handled by Charlesworth, and he's going to be quick to get on with this. And Langara pushing, they've really upped their game now. And Sequeira sent crashing to the deck there, and that's going to be a card coming out here. It's going to be a booking for Keegan Wilson from Humber. Things getting a little bit chippy out there. Tensions rising, but a great chance now for Langara to pull one back here, 20 yards from goal. Di Sequeira standing over this one. He got on the score sheet last night with the third goal in their win over Sate. Can he pull one back for them to give them a glimmer of hope? As the hour mark approaches here at Willoughby Field in the township of Langley. And there's more shenanigans going on in the box there. Humber just don't want to get involved in this. You've got a gold medal match looming. You do not want to pick up a red card for something stupid. Osman Hussein seems to be the man involved there, and it is Hussein that's going to get a talking to from the referee. In fact, both players getting a talking to him. I'm sure the referee is just saying to them, look, I don't want to issue you a card. I don't want you to do anything stupid. And in Osman's case, I don't want you to miss the final of this as well for just doing something stupid. But now Langara will get on with this free kick. De Sequeira, it's a 4-man wall. De Sequeira, it's a wild one. On target, but just had too much height in it. Bit of a wasted opportunity there for the Falcons. Is the referee not happy about something? Oh, the goal has moved off the line. Holger Zameta just has to get that back on the line. Poor kick from Zameta, falls to De Sequeira, but he just had a heady touch on it. And Claris chasing that one down and colliding with the Hawks keeper. He just bounces off him as if nothing's happened. The Langara fans round about me, you know that they are just going to come to life if the Falcons can pull a goal back here, and can they make their home field advantage pay? I use the term home field advantage loosely because, as I mentioned, it isn't their actual home pitch, but they are in BC, so they don't have the jet lag and the travel that Humber Hawks have had. Not that that seems to have really hit the interior teams too badly so far, as we look set for an all-Ontario Cup final on Saturday, or championship game, I guess, not really a cup final. Kimura trying to play that ball in. De Sequeira now back to Kimura. He's got Segarra on his outside, but tried to do a little bit too much there, and Hawks in a little bit of trouble here in their final third. Segarra wins that one back, plays it into Ota, back to Segarra. He in turn plays that back into Ota. De Sequeira there, brought down in the box, and it's going to be a penalty as De Sequeira sent flying through the air there. I'd like to see that one again, because I felt De Sequeira put a little bit on that. Alex Mixarkis feels that he got the ball and poked that away, and I tend to agree with him, I've got to say, from first glance. I do think De Sequeira ended up just flying through the air. Falcons will not care about that, though. They've got a chance to reduce the deficit here from the spot in the 63rd minute. And it's fired into the bottom corner, and we have a game on our hands now, as there's more shenanigans going on. David Segarra pulls one back from the spot for the Langara Falcons. Great penalty, not given Holger Zamata any chance at all there. Great spot kick by the Peruvian, and now there's still hope for Langara. And they're pushing forward again now, and it's a long-range effort from Segarra, and was looking for the free kick there, but a good little shoulder charge there to put him off. That goal certainly lit a fire under the Falcons now, and their fans as well getting into this game. They've got 26 minutes to find 2 goals. And it's not going to be easy against a Hawks side that does not concede very often, but that is the 3rd goal that Humber have given up in this national championship. As Keegan Wilson goes for a little roller around the turf and seems to have taken a knock for his troubles as well. Humber now are just going to want to try and keep hold of this ball. It's all about game management for them, as the tackles are flying in all over the place just now. This has certainly got chippy out there in the second half, which I love to see is in a game of football. And you do not want to be down on that turf if you do not have to be in a cold night like this. And another card coming out here for Humber. The ball forward looking for Kimura, and Kimura nearly pokes that away and cries that Zamata had carried that over his line there. He looked like he was behind it to me, but worth a shout. You never know what pressure you can put on the officials. Booking, incidentally, I think went to Santiago Muniz, who scored a peach of a goal yesterday for Humber. It was Muniz that picked up that yellow card. And I wonder if we're going to just see Humber now just try and run down time, stay down when they can after some challenges. That's something Langara need to watch. They need to try and keep this game clean, because if you're going to give away free kicks, you know that Humber is going to make the very most of it. Things getting a little bit chippy both on and off the pitch here. Fans feeling that the home team are not getting hometown decisions going in their favour. There's a great crossfield ball there, looking to try and find Disakera, but just had a little bit too much on it and it just runs out. Langara just have to be careful, because, and the flag up there on, I don't know if it was on Claris from coming back from an offside position or Kimura, but didn't really look like it was Claris. So I'm assuming it was when Kimura first collected the ball that the flag went up there. Kimura plays it up the right wing, and in turn Zagara was trying to play in Claris there. It's one back though by Langara. Ball played out to Claris. He tries to keep that in, goes down, hits the deck. Linesman a little bit indecisive as to what he was trying to give there. As Keegan Wilson just off the pitch, and the referee just checking on him there. He seemed to take a little bit of a knock to the face. It's going to be a long throw coming in here from Langara. Noah Holmes sending this one into the box. Players still hitting the deck. Kimura, the player to go down that time. Holmes now gets that cross in, and there's a foul in the process. The Langara fans are screaming for, but not according to the referee. And the Falcons are just going to have to settle for a corner kick here. Zagara sends this corner kick into the back post. It's a looping header, and it's into the arms of Zamata that just falls to the ground here, which you want the referee to be counting the 6 seconds when you've got this going on. You've got to say, especially with 21 minutes of the game remaining, you don't really want to be having time wasting at this point of view. Holmes now out to Kimura. Long ball forward from Kimura, and that's a great through ball, but just has a little bit too much weight on it, just carries it away there from Kazuki Nakanishi. If Langara can sneak a second here, it's going to set up an absolute barnstormer of a finish to the semi-final, and that long ball forward was well cut out by the Hawks, with Claris waiting to pounce if they hadn't managed to get a foot onto that one. Tussling away on the sideline there, and Kofi Awua comes away with the ball, plays it inside to Cadell Thomas. He dances into the box, poked away though by Langara, but it only falls to Mixarski. Langara get that clear, looking forward to Claris, but again it's just won by Humber. And the Falcons give away a free kick 30 yards from their goal. Humber head coach Michael Aquino is going to be very happy with what he's seen from his side in this one. He's in his 9th year with the programme, and he's won 5 national championships with the team in that time, 6 provincial championships as well. As Humber, talk about them being dominant in nationals, they've also been dominant in provincials as well, as that header just doesn't miss by too much wide. They've won 10 of the last 12 OCAA provincial titles now. Definitely a force to be reckoned with. One of those things I always think, because I'm a big follower of the college game, I go up and watch SFU a lot, do the commentary for UBC Thunderbirds. I'd love to see some of these inter-conference matchups between some of these teams. You get it in pre-season friendlies, but I'd love to see, for example, the Humber Hawks going up against TMU Bold or something like that in a big showdown, because I think this Hawks side could more than cope with some of those teams in Canada West out in Ontario in the OSU. It's a very experienced Humber Hawks side, both in terms of age and just professional backgrounds for a couple of the players, like Cadell Thomas. They mentioned he's had a couple of years with Forge in the CPL, winning a couple of CPL championships. Luca Uccello, their talismanic player of the year. He came through the TFC Academy, has played with TFC 3, TFC 2, went to play USL with Memphis back in 2019 as well. Luca Uccello's brother, actually, Michael, was a goalkeeper at the TFC Academy as well. As this ball comes to the back of the box, Kimura brings it down. He's got one player to beat. He does get past him. He skips inside. His shot, though, is deflected, and it's going to allow the chance for Humber to come away with this one now. They can't clear it very far, and just as far as Noah Holmes. Ota now tries to poke that inside to Disekera, but instead it's Humber that's coming away with it. And that's a great through ball now, and there's a chance for Baba Wali, and his hamstring seemed to go there, and that is a big loss. That is a potentially huge blow for Humber, with how dangerous Baba Wali is. Maybe not so much for tonight, but with a look ahead to a potential championship game. You hope it's just maybe the cold that's got to him, and it's not too bad, but right away, as he chased that down, he just pulled up, and if he'd got it, I think he was in on goal as well, so you know it is a bad one. As Damien Kay looks set to come back on for the Humber Hawks. Substitution, though, for sure for Langara just now. George Oscadici coming on. It's Baba Wali making his way, and it is going to be Damien Kay that comes back on. Okay, the scorer of this second goal tonight, which will technically be the match winner if the scoreline stays the same for the Humber Hawks. Noah Holmes now up to DeSakera. He in turn plays that forward to Zagara, who's back to Kimura. DeSakera now twisting, turning, trying to get some space to get the cross in. He does get the cross in. It's a dangerous one as well. It's brought down by Claris, but he just couldn't get the shot off there for Langara. But they keep the pressure on. They're going to get a corner kick on the far side. We are into the last quarter of an hour of this one. Time is running out fast for Langara. If they want to get this second goal and set up a grandstand finish, they could do with getting a goal from this corner. What a fantastic corner kick in there, and I thought that was almost going to be an Olympico there. From the angle that we've got here in the commentary, it looked like that one was curling in, but had actually gone behind. Getting all excited for no reason there. Humber in no rush to take this goal kick. I'm sure the referee taking note of this and will be adding time on at the end as Claris tries to chase that one down, but Zamata gets his foot to it and sends it big up the field. It's going to be a throw in pretty much at the halfway line here to Langara. They have pushed hard since going 3 down. They've pulled 1 goal back. Can they get the other 2 that they are looking for to send this game to penalty kicks? Oh, fantastic play here by Ota. He's just carving his way through every single Humber player there. And a huge header to get that one cleared. It's actually going to set a chance up now for Kay to bring this one forward for Humber. Noah Holmes, he got on the score sheet last. Noah Holmes, he got on the score sheet last. Hawks not in any hurry to get on with this, and why should they be? Awua with the throw in there, but it's won back by Langara. Kimura. Ball outside to Claris. He's got DeSakera in the middle, but he could do with some more players getting up. Claris put on the jets there and sent flying through the air as well, and I think that's going to be another card coming out here for Keegan Wilson, who's on a yellow card already, if I remember right. So a bit of a lucky lad there. And Wilson actually goes down after that challenge with a little bit of cramp. Wilson still down, getting some treatment just now as Humber going to make a substitution. I'm pretty sure they might want to get Wilson out of there. And it is Wilson that is going to make way now after that tackle. And Isaiah Noel, the big 6'1" defender, coming on after this free kick gets taken. So Humber temporarily, Humber temporarily down to 10 men, but Referee lets Noel come on for this. Zagara lofts one into the back post. Massive bodies go up for that one, and it's a Hawk's foot that gets it cleared, but only as far as Disekera on the edge of the box. Nice little turn inside by Disekera, but he gets his pocket picked, and now the Hawks have a chance to get forward with Kay. Nice little touch inside by Kay, and he's going to power in and goal here, and it's still Kay. He gets the shot off, and it's just wide off the right post on the end. Great hustle and bustle there from Damien Kay. And Langara straight back into it as they send us up. We're into the last 10 minutes here of the 90. There's going to be quite a few minutes of time added. There's been quite a few stoppages in this second half. Holmes now. Holmes again, up to Zagara. It's well cut out though by Noel, who's just on the pitch for the Hawks. If Langara just falls short in this one, it's not going to be for the lack of trying. They've really taken it to Humber in this last half hour. Osman now with a chance. Osman Hussain. Oh, lovely little play here to Cadell Thomas at the back post, and he sends one into the 6-yard box. And the cramp really starting to hit these players hard now in these cold conditions. We'll take this opportunity again to thank our championship sponsors for this week. Sport Canada, the major funding partner of the CCAA and the CCAA National Championships. Derby Star, the official soccer ball providers of the championships. Kahunaverse Sports Group, the official retailer of the championships. Jostens, official championship award ring provider. 4Imprint, the presenting sponsor of the players of the match. As Kay plays us out to Medeiros, Muniz, sorry. And Muniz, a little kick out there from the player there, and a little elbow from the Langara player there. Muniz definitely had a little bit of a kick out, and it definitely seemed to be an arm from Nakanishi as well, but referee letting both of those go. Also want to thank Veriburn Medical Supply, the official medical supply partner of the championships. Huddle, the official film exchange partner of the CCAA, and Canada Soccer, national sport organisation partner of the CCAA. As Langara forced into another substitution there after that cramp, he just hasn't fully recovered, Yuto Kamura, and they could so do with having him on the field in these closing minutes. Ben Crowther, rookie midfielder, coming on in his place. Can he make a difference? Can those fresh legs come into it? They would love to have Kamura out there, though you have to say he's been a live wire for the Falcons in this game. I think it's been a good fight back here from Langara, but they've maybe just started to run out of steam a little bit. Mark Rizzardo's side, a lot to be proud of for how they've taken the game to the Hawks in these last half hour. Unfortunately for them, they have gone 3 goals down before they really started to open up and take the game to Humber. CCAA now, still fighting to the very end though. We're into the last 5 minutes of regulation, but we'd not be surprised if we don't get about another 4 or 5 minutes of stoppage time added on as well. Humber just trying to see this one out. It's all about game management for them now as Hussein plays that forward to Uccello, who's been very quiet, I've got to say, for most of this second half. And Uccello just goes down under the challenge, right down by the corner flag there, and it's going to be a free kick for Humber. Just a couple of minutes left to go in this one. Humber, 8 national titles, 6 off the last 9, defending champions. They're going to be getting to another championship game. They've been absolutely dominant this last 10 years in CCAA. Can Langara make it interesting for the last couple of minutes? Get back to within a goal. They're still pushing hard. Claros linking up well with Ota here. Falcons moving it around well, but the Hawks also closing down well, not giving them any inch of space to get something off. Ota trying to find a way through. Zagara tries to poke that through, and the Falcons player goes down in the box, just losing his foot in there with the through ball. And Humber will happily see that one run out for a goal kick. Couple of minutes left now. There's a long ball forward looking for Kay, and it just finds a clearance, but it only gets cleared as far as Uccello. Uccello sent tumbling to the deck on the far side, but it's going to be a free kick going the way to the BC boys. We're just minutes away from confirming an all-Ontario final on Saturday. It's going to be Seneca Sting against Humber Hawks, barring a dramatic late comeback here from Langara Falcons. As another Hawks player down, needing some treatment here. For Langara, they will now move in to the bronze semi-final tomorrow. There's still the hope of an all-BC bronze medal match on Saturday. Mariners taking on St Trojans, I believe, if my looking at the schedule is correct, and Langara will go on to face the Nomads Montmorency. Langara's last medal at these nationals came in 2001, a silver they picked up then. They've got 1 bronze to their name, that was in 1997. That looks like the best that the home side have got to go for now. As there's still some treatment here for the Hawks player. Players on both these sides certainly been in the wars tonight. There's been a bit of a war of attrition out there in these chilly conditions. As we've got 10 seconds left of regulation, we'll keep an eye on the 4th official as to what he's going to put up on his board. I'm sure he is adding to it though as we speak. And Muniz making way for the Hawks. Noah McIntyre, the player to come on. Santiago Muniz in a lot of discomfort on the far side there. The Hawks all hope that he is going to be okay for their gold medal matchup on Saturday. They've got a day to recover. It's a bit of the walking wounded out there. It's already been a long college season for both of these sides. Zamata with the goal kickers. We're into stoppage time here. Haven't seen how much time to get added on. Just being a bit distracted as some fans getting into some verbals with the referee assessor just to my left. Humber going to comfortably see this one out by the looks of it. They'll just see this clock tick down as they bring to an end a fantastic semi-final performance, it has to be said. A lot of pressure on Humber coming into this tournament. They came in as heavy favourites. At one point yesterday when they were 2-1 down, you're starting to think it's going to be a shock in the cards. But since going 2-1 down to Boniface, they've been absolutely dominant. Hitting 9 goals since then as well. 6 unanswered goals against Boniface and then 3 tonight in this 3-1 victory. Langara, though, still fighting to the end. They want a consolation if nothing else. As Kay goes down looking for the free kick, nothing given, and Zagara is going to bring this one away now. Long ball forward to Di Sequeira. Great ball from Zagara and well brought down by Di Sequeira. Just a little bit too much in the cut back there to Ota, but still picked up by the Falcons. A great block there by Hussein. Falcons send another deep one into the box. Connor Thompson hits that across the goal, and it's Migzarski. Always seems to be in the right place at the right time for this Humber Hawk side with the header to clear that one away. Into the 4th minute of stoppage time now here at Willoughby Field in Langley. Zagara with the corner kicks, an out swinger. Again, Migzarski there with the header. Played back in, it falls. It's an acrobatic effort there. Thought it was going to fall to the head of Thompson, but in the end, a acrobatic effort that is well saved by Zamata. Uccello sending this one forward to Cadell Thomas. He's just going to hit the byline and just try and keep it there, and it just takes a touch off Noah Holmes, and it's going to be a corner kick late in this one to the defending champion Humber Hawks. They're 90 minutes away now from repeating their big victory last year. Can't quite see what's going on there, but all we know is it's a free kick to Langara. It's a throw into Langara as it turns out. As the wind's starting to pick up a little bit here, but just dying seconds of this one. It's a strong performance by Humber Hawks. It's going to be an all-Ontario gold medal matchup on Saturday against their rivals, the Seneca Sting. They've already beaten them 4-0 in the OCAA championship game. Zagara looking to pull one back here. Nice little cut by there from a looping effort into the hands of Zameta, and he'll hit the deck again. And I thought that might be the last action off this one. Can't be too much longer left in it. Zameta, not the best clearance we've seen from the Hawks keeper here. It's brought down well by Di Sequeira. Langara still pushing, still fighting to the very end here. Lot for their head coach Mark Rizzardo to be proud of from this team's performance. Holmes up to Connor Thompson. Nice little turn inside by Thompson. He's battling away but gives away a free kick in the process. Just a little bit too much of a battle there from the Falcon. Noel sends that one forward. Holmes picks it up. It's just bouncing about. Uccello sends a long one forward. And Charlesworth will try and keep this in. Into the 7th minute of stoppage time now. And there has been a lot of stoppages in this game, especially in the second half. Long ball forward looking for Connor Thompson, who's playing in a very advanced role now for Langara. Holmes. Nice little play there by Noel to win that back. And that is the last action of this one. And the defending champions are through to the gold medal match to defend their title. It's going to be an all-Ontario clash with the Seneca Sting. Big 3-1 victory for Humber Hawks tonight. And tremendous goals as well. It started off with Federico Leal with a dipping effort. Free kick. Bullet. They just went into the far corner. Damien Kay made it 2-0. After that, there was no looking back for this Humber side. They went on for the 3-1 victory. Langara made a big fight of it towards the end. Just didn't have enough to get back into it. Langara now is going to move on to the bronze semi-final tomorrow. They're still battling for a medal here. For the Humber Hawks, they're battling for gold. Thank you everyone that's been with us all day for this game. Whatever you've been with us, thank you for spending part or all of your day with us. We'll be back tomorrow bright and early with the 7th, 8th placement match. Corey Basso will have the call for that. I'll have the call for the 2 bronze semi-finals. Until then, have a good evening, have a good sleep, and we'll see you on Friday.